Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Lachlan, and today we're doing something I haven't done in a really long time, a wrap-up video of all the books that I read last month. Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited because a lot of these books I didn't vlog just because I hosted all my book besties and it was just a really fun time and I didn't really focus on vlogging. I do have a separate like girl trip vlog on my Patreon. So yeah, let's talk about all these books. I read 10 books in June, which is pretty awesome considering how busy I was. First, I started off the month strong with The Dread Descendant, and this was for Patreon. I have a whole Patreon reading vlog for this, and I really enjoyed this. I really think that this is a fun book. If you like Harry Potter vibes, you will like this for sure. It's got two morally gray characters that we're following, and it's just really good. So yeah, check it out. It's not a Hermione fanfic though. It's more of like a Tom Riddle, which is kind of crazy, but it's really good. About halfway through, I didn't really know how I would feel about it, but I ended up really, really enjoying it. So if you want to know all my thoughts, you have to go watch that vlog. And then I read If He Had Been With Me. I also vlogged this. I have a whole YouTube vlog. My last reading vlog is I was reading this book. And this was also one where I was really pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I've heard a lot of negative things about this book, but I really personally enjoyed the story a lot. It's definitely YA, but it felt very nostalgic because of the things that like are talked about, like sleepovers and just like really nostalgic type things. I don't know, that sounds like sleepovers isn't the only thing that made it nostalgic, but just the writing just felt like something I would really have loved if I had read this in high school. Also, it looks kind of crazy. I forgot to take Draco off the chair, but like also it's kind of a vibe. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I really would have loved this in high school, and that's not to say I didn't love it now, because I did, but it's not like a 5-star or anything. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's definitely one where if you read the first 100 pages and you don't vibe with it, you're probably not gonna like the rest of the book. It's not like your typical, it's definitely not a romance either. Like, it's just a coming of age story, and it's sad. So there's that. Then I picked up The Long Game by Elena Armas, and this one was very forgettable for me. The only memorable part was when she almost hit him. She almost hit him with her car. That moment was very memorable because it was funny. Other than that, like, this was very, very mid for me. So I'll probably unhaul it at some point. The cover's super cute, and there's goats and a cat, and he plays soccer. And she's like a businesswoman. I don't know. It's forgettable, okay? Then I picked up Kiki's Delivery Service, and I feel like everything was almost uphill. We have a few negatives to talk about, but I love this. I adore this. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads, I think. Technically, it's probably like 4.5, but like really, it's so cute, and it's just, I love Kiki's. It's one of my all-time favorite Studio Ghibli. There's debate on how people say that. I don't know. Ghibli, whatever. I love that movie so much. I loved it as a kid and I love it as an adult. It's just so comforting. And so reading the book finally as an adult, like, it felt like it came full circle. And it does have its differences from the movie, which is really interesting. Towards the end specifically, it starts to like really like differ, but I love it. And like the Gigi moments were everything. This is so cute. I definitely think if you love the movie, you have to read the book. It's just so good. Then I read Coraline, and since reading this, after I read this, some things have come out about Neil Gaiman, about how he is a rapist. And yeah, there's some allegations, and not just some allegations. There's a 4-hour podcast about 2 of the allegations. But in that podcast, it mentions that there's like 14 or 15 other women that complained about him. That was said by his wife at the time. So it's not just like, it's a repeated behavior. I am not going to talk about this, and I'm not going to support Neil Gaiman in any kind of fucking way, because I don't No. All he had to do was keep his hands to himself. Like, that's literally all he had to do. Keep his hands to himself, and this wouldn't have been a fucking problem. Then I read Madoka Magica, and this is about a girl that is in class one day, and there's like this new student, and she thinks that she recognizes this new student from a dream that she's had, and where this like cat came to her and offered to basically grant a wish for her, but it like wants her to become this magical girl or whatever. And so she's like debating on whether or not she should become this magical girl in favor of getting what she wants, like granting a wish or whatever. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like it's really good. It's really cute. I love the anime for this. I've watched the anime twice now, and I've seen the movies. I don't think I've seen the last movie. I've seen 2 of the movies. But yeah, I gave this 5 stars. It's really cute, and it also deals with some really heavy topics. Like, it's pretty morbid at times, but yeah, it's really good. So I highly recommend it if you like cute stuff and dark stuff at the same time, because it definitely like has both. And then I feel like we were doing so well, and then I read Paris by Paris Hilton, and I didn't like this. Paris is extremely out of touch with fucking reality. She is, honestly, out of touch is like the best way I can describe this memoir. Paris is very contradictory in a lot of things that she says, and I just don't like a lot of the things she says. She's very much
everything happens for a reason, find the good in everything.
She also supports P. Diddy, who is a known abuser. Like, even before that video footage came out, he's a known abuser. And she's like bestie with P. Diddy, like for life. Like, and she also talks about Justin Timberlake in a positive light. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Literally, did you not read Britney's fucking memoir? I didn't like this. No offense to Paris. Like, I'm not commenting on the fact that it's not like I don't like her life. It's like, I don't like the way that it was, the execution. The execution is what I'm like judging, okay? And the execution on this was just like not it. I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my god, Paris went through all this stuff, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, she's still out of touch with reality, okay? Like, she is worth so much money, and some of the things that she says in this book, I'm just like, girl, that's all I'm gonna say. I didn't enjoy this, and I will be unhauling it. So yeah. Now, the difference between whenever I read Britney Spears' autobiography is I felt empowered. I was like, Britney is a strong woman. And like, the execution on her autobiography was so much more mature than this. Because Paris tries to throw people under the bus. She tries to throw Pink under the bus. Like, she just throws shade, okay, to people. And then she name drops, and there were just things in this book that I was like, not feeling. She's out of touch with reality, and that's my opinion. So then I read The Picture of Dorian Gray, and y'all, this was amazing. Amazing. Literally one of the best, if not the best, classic book I've ever read in my life. It was so entertaining. It was so, if I can understand it, you can understand it. Like, I was annotating so much. I had an amazing time. I tabbed like crazy. So many interesting lines in this book. It's very, very entertaining. The ending was crazy, and I loved this. I loved reading this, every second of it. I never felt stupid. I always felt like I was understanding what was going on. And sometimes I feel like in classics, I can feel a little dumb. But I didn't feel dumb reading this. So this was really good. I'll definitely reread it one day. So I'm really glad that I annotated. And then I finally finished volume 2 of Measure of a Man. So this is the second volume. This can be read for free online. I don't recommend that this be your first Hermione fanfiction, just because of how long it is and how slow burn it is. You have to go through some pages before you even get to like a little bit of the dynamic of like the Hermione dynamic. So I don't recommend it as your first Hermione fanfiction, but yeah, it is really good. The character development, and yeah, it doesn't have like too much of a plot, so, but it's really good, and I really enjoyed the second volume. I'm excited to finish that. Have one more volume left. Okay, and then I read Don't Hex and Drive, and this was legitimately cute. I love this. I give this 4 stars. I really don't have any major complaints. It just didn't give me that like 5-star feeling. It wasn't like I was kicking my feet and screaming. Like I was, but at the same time, it wasn't like 5-star kicking my feet and screaming. But this was really, really cute. We're following a witch and a vampire. Just that alone. Do I need to say anything else? He's a jealous, possessive vampire, and he's a Bollywood star. And then, yeah, she's a witch. The names are Isadora and Devraj. She has like mad social anxiety. So it's got that representation, and I really loved it. It's boy obsessed, but not in like a creepy way. I don't know. He was like very endearing. The spice was really good, but the 3rd act breakup was kind of stupid. So 4 stars. And I did annotate, which is, well, I didn't write in it because this is a special edition. And I was like, what if I want to sell these one day? Like, I don't know. So I was hesitant, so I did not write in it, but I did tab it. So yeah. And you know, these special editions are not super special. I've talked about this before. These were super overpriced in my opinion because we didn't even get like end pages or sprayed edges. Just like something to make it feel special. It's just a hardback. It's just a hardback. That's all it is. So that's all the books I read in the month of June. If you made it this far and you want to let me know, go ahead and leave a unicorn emoji and your favorite heart color in the comments. And let me know what you read in June. Let me know what your favorite read was and your least favorites. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you do want more content from me, I do have a Patreon. So I post 2 extra videos a month on there, and then monthly reading sprints and monthly like photo dumps and other cool things. So yeah, if you want more content, you can check that out. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.